Hey guys, my name is Parth Bajaj. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be making a festive recipe as the festive season is around the corner. So let's make a rose pistachio cake. We'll start by preparing our wet ingredients, and for that we are going to add some curd along with some caster sugar to a mixing bowl and then give that a quick mix. Into this mixture we are going to add baking powder and baking soda and then stir that in as well, and then let this mixture sit for at least 5 minutes. The baking soda will react with the curd to result into something which is really bubbly, and when that happens, stir in some oil while whisking constantly until all of the oil is nicely incorporated. Then we'll add our flavorings. I'm going to add some rose extract here. You can also use ruah afza if you have that, along with some rose water. And then we'll give that a mix and add an optional drop of green food color. Now that our wet ingredients are ready, let's add our dry ingredients and give it a mix. Whenever making anything sweet, make sure to always add a small amount of salt to balance that sweetness and add some really nice flavor to your desserts. Also, make sure to sift all of your dry ingredients really well and then gently fold the batter together using a whisk or a spatula. I'm dividing my batter into two 7-inch cake tins lined with parchment paper, but you can absolutely do this with a single cake tin as well. Spread the batter evenly and then tap your cake tins on the counter a couple of times to release the excess air bubbles. And with that, our cakes are now ready to go into a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius for roughly 25 minutes or until a skewer inserted comes out clean. While our cakes are in the oven, let's make a simple syrup, and as the name suggests, it's really simple to make this thing. In a saucepan, we'll add in our water as well as sugar and then let the sugar melt. After that, we are going to add in our rose extract, our rose water and some rose petals. We'll heat the mixture for a couple of minutes and then let this cool down completely and then strain this out. Our cakes are ready, and just look at that beautiful color and that perfect texture. Let's prepare our pistachios, and for that I'm just going to grind them into fine pieces, but you can do this with a knife as well or just in a mixer grinder that you have. I like to cut my cakes from the middle using a bread knife, but this step is optional as well. If you want to just have 2 layers, that's totally up to you. But just look at the texture. Can you believe that it's eggless? For the frosting, I'm going to whip up some non-dairy sweetened whipping cream, and I have a detailed tutorial on how to whip your own cream at home. So I have a link for that in the caption below, so make sure to check that out. I've added an optional drop of red food color and just a little bit of rose petal extract as well, but both of them are completely optional here. Now let's assemble the cake. This part is pretty straightforward, but if you really want a detailed tutorial on that, make sure to comment down below and I'll make a separate video on how to frost your cake as well. Be generous with the amount of pistachio that you add here, because that's going to add a really nice richness to your cake. And then just repeat these steps for all the cake layers. So that basically means adding your cake sponge, then applying a thin layer of sugar syrup, then applying a thin layer of your frosting and a handful of pistachios. Always make sure to place your final layer facing upside down. I always prefer decorating my cakes with a simple design, so this is the one which I'm going for here, and I'm going to top this with, guess what, a lot of pistachios. And a handful of rose petals, but just for the garnish. I don't like to put them between the layers because they get really weird in texture. So guys, that was it. Our rose and pistachio cake is absolutely ready, and it's a really simple festive recipe which you all can try. Thanks to Ayush, who is a regular subscriber, for recommending this cake and requesting it. So here you go, Ayush. I hope you like this recipe, and all of you as well. So make sure to comment down below and let me know which recipes you would like to see in the future video, and we'll make that as well. Thank you so much and have a nice day. Also guys, sorry I was not able to cut this for you guys because I made this for a friend's birthday and I wanted him to cut it himself.